Sin is, it literally means to wander from the law of God, to violate God's law. So murder is sin, lying is sin, hatred is sin, malice is sin, sexual immorality is sin, because these violate the laws of God. And so he says sin and death. Death is separation from God. So it's called the law of sin and death. And that law rules those that are in the natural realm. That means that men in this life don't sin. Men don't kill. Men don't lie. Men don't steal and cheat because they want to or feel like it. They're under a law. Men don't do evil things because they feel like it. They're under a law. They're bound to the law of sin and death. They don't choose to. It's a law. Whether they wanted to or not, they will still sin and they will still be subject to death. They're so subject to sickness and disease because all these are results of separation from God. And so he says, the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free. Jesus is always pictured in the Bible as a liberator from your present bondage. You see that. Now, if we go to quickly here, Romans chapter 5 is going to begin to explain to you how man got into bondage. This is a great illustration here. The Bible says in Romans chapter 5 verse 12, I'm going to read it from the Amplified Bible. It says, therefore, just as sin or disobedience to God's law came into the world through one man, which is Adam, and death through sin. So first came sin. Remember I spoke last time of how man disobeyed God. Then came sin, and when sin came, death came. Death is separation from God. When man disobeyed God, we were separated from God. You see, and death is what is called separation from God. And when you're separated from God, you're separate from the life of God. And so the glory that he dwells in is no longer your reality. And so realities like sickness and disease and pain and trauma, all these things can